Okay, welcome to Windows on Pairings. This is the first phase of the Pairings complex you see behind us. This is an 1800s barn that rested here behind the old Geneva Elementary School. The school has been demolished, and the grass out here in the expanse in front of us is where the full campus will be realized. This is our first phase of that campus called Windows on Pairings. As you can see, the front of the building will be lined with windows and glass. You'll be able to watch this campus be built. This will house cooking demonstration classes, entrepreneurial skills, wine tastings, pairings, everything local for Ohio. We will bring in regional and statewide wineries, regional and statewide food, and showcase the best Ohio has to offer. What we will do, we will open this spring, and what you'll be able to do, you'll be able to come in and do wine tastings. You'll be able to sample flights of wines from around the region, around the state. We'll be doing culinary classes. You'll be able to come in and drink some Ohio wines, eat some Ohio food, be paired up with a chef, and they'll teach you how to cook different menus and entrees. It's going to be a really exciting and dynamic profile here. You'll be able to do a lot of the things you can do at other locations, but this will bring everything Ohio has to offer into one place right here in Geneva, Ohio. This is a 3,700 square foot facility, so it will represent about 40% of the overall program that we'll be able to do in the entire complex. In this station, we'll be able to do classes for up to about 40 or 50 people. In the full center, we'll be able to do them for several hundred people. So really, this is a snippet of all the things that will become over the next year as we continue to build this campus.
And when will the whole thing be done? I mean, is it increments, so certain things will be done in the spring and then other?
Absolutely, yes. This first phase will be done. We'll be open late spring of 2014, and then we'll continue to build. I mean, you'll watch us build this entire campus. As we make this piece successful, we'll continue to build. The next phase will be the incubator stage. The winery incubator will be a place that we can bring in. It will be a teaching center. We'll be able to bring in aspiring entrepreneurs and aspiring vintners and knowledges to hone their craft, develop their brand, and start to put more quality wine out into the area. As that phase is complete, we'll move on to the next phase, which will be the larger commercial kitchen. From there, we'll move on to the next phase, which will be the classroom and the restaurant. And then after that will be the banquet facility. So we'll continue to build this campus in phases as we continue to move forward to our eventual goal, which is a 38,000 square foot facility here on this property.
So you'll be adding on to the building, or will it all be?
This building will remain by itself. This will eventually, as the rest of the campus is built, this will be the executive chateau. We'll utilize this for high-end events. So we'll utilize this for corporate retreats and smaller events. The investment we're making here will never go away. We'll always continue to utilize this facility. Even as a larger campus is built, this would be a great place for team building skills, doctor's offices, dentist offices, groups of teachers, unions. They can meet here. They can utilize this facility, and really the hands-on and team building skills that you would see in the larger facility, we'll be able to do all of that here on a smaller scale.
So you say campus, so there's going to be more buildings.
Correct, yeah. This building will stand alone. The rest of the buildings will all be connected. So it will be an L shape that will corner here on Park and Eagle Street and really build this entire grass area behind us into one large campus that will allow us to do a multitude of things to really represent all the best that we have to offer here in Ohio.
How is all this being funded?
This portion of it is being funded through grants. It is being funded through personal donations, corporate donations. We've had some wonderful partners come on board. We've had some naming rights. We have an entire list of people that have come forward and have donated funds to make this reality. So we've had some very early money on from the Pacific Development Corporation, the 503 Corp, and the Port Authority just come on. We have Key Bank, we have the Ferrante family, we have the DeBevick family. We have a lot of our wineries. We have tons of individuals throughout our community and throughout the state of Ohio that have come forward with $10, $50, $5,000. We've made huge strides to build this. This first phase of the complex is about 1/20th of the overall scale we need in capital for the entire building. So as this piece is successful, we build those dollars, we build that momentum, we'll continue to build this campus. This portion is the back of the house. You're going to see all of our bathrooms, our offices, cold storage, dishwashing equipment, big industrial freezers and walk-in coolers. Basically, this is where we're going to make everything happen behind the scenes to bring out these great culinary dishes for the consumers. This is actually the original portion of the barn. As you see, this has a lot of the architectural appeal of the old style. These are the old carriage doors that came off of the horses used to be in this as a barn. All the material available, we're repurposing the old hinges, all of the old backboard siding. We're really trying to create that authentic experience for the consumer. So it's where the new construction meets the old construction. We're really going to bring a lot of that flavor
that what assets that we have that sets us apart from other communities really are or is our agrarian and wine and grapes background. And recognizing that those are assets that we have, we want to expound upon them. So we've looked at establishing a value chain for this market and the industry. So, is there a possibility that locally can we produce the oak barrels? Locally can we produce the corks for the wine bottles? We recognize that this is just a tipping off point, windows on pairings. The goal is the entire 3 acres here is going to be a campus dedicated to wine and food education and Termo, Ohio products. So on the interior, you're going to be exposed to wines from all over the state of Ohio and food product that is locally grown. In our mind, it's always about rural wealth creation. If we could put an extra buck in our local economy's pocket, that's the goal.
So when will this all be done?
Behind us, our goal is going to be probably late spring. We'll have an opening for windows on pairings. Our next phase 2, is going to be the incubator facility, which I'm kind of pointing to this direction. That is our next step. So I would be tossing out there that it's a 2-year process. It takes quite a while to line up all the financing and sponsorships and donors and curriculum development. So I'd say 2 more years. It took 4 years for us to do the study for this project, and then also to get windows on pairing started. So that was 4. So I'm being optimistic with the 2.
Well, basically, this will be the kitchen area. What we have here will be a full commercial kitchen. All the hands-on opportunities will be here. People will be coming in. We'll be able to sit on the back side of the bar and watch the chef. We'll also be able to come around this side of the bar and experience with the chef. There'll be cameras set down in the hood, so if we host larger classes, people will be able to sit out in the audience, and they'll be able to watch the cooking classes go on as the chef is preparing the meal. You'll be able to come in and take classes, team building skills, and opportunity to drink some great Ohio wine and sample some great Ohio food.
Who came up with the idea?
Actually, it was a combination. The city manager, James Pearson, and myself, we actually attended an economic development conference, and it talked about recognizing, what is the future for your community, and, looking at what assets that you have. Don't try to bring in something that you really don't have the roots for, nor the individuals that have the experience and the skill set. Just look at what you have. And they brought up an example of a community that had struggled with trying to bring economic development to their community. They talked about trying to bring high tech, they tried to bring in medical, and it wasn't working for them, but all they did was complain about the fact that all these people were coming in with their RVs and ATVs because the community was surrounded by an actual state park system. So during that conference, the instructor said, well, that's your asset. All of your economic development really should be geared to what's bringing people to your community right now and how can you expand on it. So I remember sitting there thinking, you know what, it's kind of been in our face all this time. We've been celebrating the grape harvest for 50 years. We kind of turned into a grape community, at the end of September. And we are very flush with the agrarian industry here in Ashtabula County. So these are assets we have. I don't want to say we've ignored them, but I don't think we looked at them. So when you take a fresh look and recognize that you actually can expand your economy based on that asset. We all know agriculture is the #1 industry in Ohio. A lot of people don't realize that, but it is. And so one of the things that we really wanted to promote is when you come to Ohio, what is that one thing that drives you, whether it's food, you go to Maine for lobster, you go to New Orleans for Creole, what is it for Ohio? And of course we want to say wine, because we're passionate about it up here, but this facility would be able to be that point for people to come to try and have a taste of Ohio.